Yes, people. What's going on? Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are live for the front three. But listen, the third person will be here. Man like Tyrone is on his way from Never a Foul. Big up to Tyrone as usual. But we got the front two, man. You get me? York and Cole settings for now. We got man like Haj Ball in the building. Haj, what are you telling me? What are you telling me?
I'm all good, my bro. I'm all good, man. I hope you're well. Let's get the front two started until Mr. Ty rolls along.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. Big up to everyone here. Make sure you're not liking the video. Listen, we thought of a new format, people, man. Listen, we're always talking about United, yeah? And I feel like Hard watches Spanish football. I watch La Liga. I watch Italian league. Hard watches different leagues. We thought, let's just use our knowledge to its entirety. Let's talk all things ball, man. And yeah, man, the background is Champions League. We're not in the Champions League, Hard. You know what I mean? It's a shame, but listen, Onana said no, innit? Onana, Dalot, them man there, they said no, man. But are you still gutted you're not in the Champions League? Like, what does Champions League mean to you? Because for me, it's like one of them where United should always be at least minimum like the knockout stage of a Champions League, getting forward to that February time, man. But right now, bro, it's peak right now. I can't lie to you, man. No Champions League football, man.
Yeah, do you know what it is, bro? It's like Champions League is where we belong. Like me,
Yeah,
like growing up, bro, Tuesdays, Wednesday nights, like you remember, it used to be on
yeah,
ITV. It wasn't on no BT Sports, it was on
yeah,
ITV, like Rooney against Fenerbahce and this and that. So
yeah.
it's what we grew up to, innit? And it's like it's a shame. Like it's crazy, you know. If somebody back then told
Yeah,
me, you better remember these nights because in 2 decades' time,
yeah,
you're going to be fighting for Europa League spots. You're going to be finishing. Like I remember one time when we got eliminated on the Fergie, I was like,
yeah,
"Yo,
yeah.
I'm not used to this." But bro, now
Mm,
it's like it's just the norm. Like it's just the normal thing for Man United to get to the Champions League, embarrass themselves, get knocked out,
yeah.
and it's a shame, you know, because at the time when we got knocked out, I was like calm, like for the greater good. We can now have one game a
Mm,
season and rare tear tear. But now that the Champions League is this week, like I am looking at it and thinking, bruh, like you're telling me we couldn't have been
mm.
there instead of a Copenhagen or like bro, I'm
Bro,
looking at
that's
some
what
of
I'm
the teams.
saying. They're not. It's not that great, man. Like I'm gonna pull up
Mm,
the teams, yeah, in the Champions League. Yeah, let me pull up the teams and let me look at the fixtures for you guys. Make sure you're not smashing the like button on the video. So right now in the Champions League, we've got Copenhagen. Let me just pull that up there. You got Copenhagen versus Man City, RB Leipzig versus Real Madrid, PSG Real Sociedad, Lazio versus Bayern, PSV versus Dortmund, Inter versus Atletico. That should be a semi-final kind of quarter-final kind of clash,
mm.
but it is what it is. What else is in there? Porto versus Arsenal. Napoli, we've had a dreadful season. Even Napoli, yeah, through a dreadful season, have still managed to go to the round of 16. They played Barcelona. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I think that's a 50-50 game, you know. I'll be real with you. I don't know what you think later on. We'll talk about it, but yeah, the fixtures aren't really like, it's not the glamorous names that we've seen in the past. But then again, you're there for a reason. Innit? You were consistent enough to go through. We were. We lost 5 games, did we? Or we lost 4? Can't remember, but we lost a lot of games. You know what I mean?
Four,
So end of
four,
the
four.
day, it's our own doing, bro. That's the reality. But when you look at it like that, the group, it's not giving right now, is it? It's not giving.
Yeah, no, that's what it is. At the end of the day, you get what you deserve. And I'll be honest,
Yeah, yeah,
even if we had gone through, I don't think there's a single team out of the teams that you read out that I would have looked at you and said we're beating
yeah,
them comfortably because, bro, I thought we destroyed
yeah,
Copenhagen. I thought Gala, bro, like Gala,
yeah.
they're nice in Turkey, but in Europe, like everybody remembers the 2 games against Gala, how open they
Mm,
were, and we still couldn't, we still couldn't capitalize and get 6 points against them. So at the end of the
mm.
day, you get what you deserve. We don't deserve to go through, and I
Fact.
guarantee you, we would have embarrassed ourselves.
Mm. Yeah, 100%, man. 100%, man. We'll talk about it now, man. I mean, when you look at the Champions League favourites here, you've always got to put Real Madrid in there just by pedigree and what they've won. I think is it 14 Champions Leagues they've won in their history. Man City are in there. I'm looking at the two favourites. I'm looking at Real Madrid and Man City as the two favourites. Man City is probably, I would say, the strongest team in terms of personnel, manager, system, identity, what they can bring. Man City, I think, are the favourite in terms of squad. When you look at Real Madrid, they've got injuries, and I'm looking at that. But I'm looking at them in terms of heritage, mentality, belief. There, for me, when I look at it, favourites as well. Everyone else after that, I can't lie to you, man. It's free for all. Like, and listen, Arsenal could go far. I actually fear Arsenal could go far, only because I feel like for me, they've got the players, they've got the system, they've got the kind of, the spark and what I mean? You don't want to be paying Arsenal. Do I think they can go to win it? I'm not quite sure they have that experience. But what are you saying, Haj, like, in terms of your favorite? Do you have a top two or top three?
Top three, I think City will win it. I'll be honest. I think City will go back to back.
Yeah.
I think Madrid will give them a run for their money. But similar to what you said, Madrid do have a lot of injuries. But funnily enough, like it's a testament to how good their squad is. The fact that they've had injuries from the start of the season till now, and they sit top of La Liga. They comfortably made it out of their group. And you know what it is? Whenever you watch Madrid, like it's just sometimes they might not perform well, but the one thing they do have in their locker books is they got goals and they've got winners. Like that's why sometimes you can't brush under the carpet things like experience and having been there and done it before. Like these men always know when to step it up. Third team, I'll be real, man. Like I know I'm doing my Inzaghi prop and everything, but listen, Champions League final last year, sitting top of Italy, Inter Milan, they've got a thing, fam. I'll be real.
You know what's mad, yeah? Inter Milan. You know what they've been playing Inter Milan. This is why I think Atletico Madrid, they fell off, This is probably the best time to be playing Atletico Madrid. I think Inter Milan, I think they win that game convincingly, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I think they win home and away. I think Atletico Madrid now, I don't know what their form is at the minute, but I think they lost to Sevilla over the weekend, didn't they? I'm sure they lost to Sevilla. You know what I mean, bro? Like, the only thing is, though, Champions League is difficult to replicate as well. Can Zinzaghi replicate that? Can he replicate that form? Can he replicate them ideas? It's a lot to kind of take in, you feel me? So I think he's one of them, like, dark horses. He, for me, goes in the category of dark horses. I think Arsenal are dark horses. I think Inter Milan are dark horses, but I wouldn't say Inter Milan are favourites. Who else is in there? Napoli, for me, they fell off. Barcelona, come on, man. Them man are struggling to beat Granada, bro. You know what I'm saying to you, man? Them man are in trouble right now. You feel me? So I don't know, to be honest with you, who I would say can come in there. PSG, bro. We've not even talked about PSG, bro. PSG, how are they not favourites? It's crazy.
Yeah, PSG is like, I always use this example when I speak on PSG, where I'm like,
yeah.
Entire, how long is it until like the Arabs bought what's it called, PSG? Let's say 10 years.
10 years, maximum 10 years.
Bro, that entire rebuild, it's like I can summarize it in one way, which is it's very similar to Chelsea's rebuild in the past year, where it was like money was just thrown around. They signed players here and there, like without any structure, without any plan. Like, let's be real. They didn't even have a plan for when they signed Messi. They just signed him because he was available. But in reality, any other team that signs Messi would have a plan in place to get something out of Messi. PSG is the only team that you look at and say, yo, they got nothing out of Messi. And then it's like their whole rebuild is poor, bro. Like, you look at players like what? They spent 70 million pounds on what's their name? Gonçalo Ramos.
Gonçalo Ramos, yeah, that was a weird signing, man. Weird signing, bro. You know what I mean? Like I said,
for them. So
not done anything.
Bro, yeah, he hasn't done anything. They're looking to get rid of him. Then the whole get rid of the South American players to get what's his name? To get Mbappe, his friend. So they went and got him his French boys in Kolo Muani and Dembele. I look at PSG and I just think, you know what? They've got individual brilliance, but they don't have structure. They don't have plan. They're not compact. I think quarters. I'll be real. Quarters, if they get a tough draw in the quarters, I've got my money on PSG getting knocked out early.
Okay. Okay,
Ooh.
okay. You know what? To be fair, they should be in it. To be fair, I'm not gonna be lied to you. Big up Tyrone as well for joining
Yeah,
us,
big
man.
up.
Big up from Never Foul, man. You know what? The thing is though, PSG really shouldn't be in it because they. I'm not gonna lie to you. That wasn't a handball. You know what I mean? And then obviously they got the result. I think at Dortmund or something like that. So they're very very lucky to be here. So that's what we're not looking at. Bayern Munich, we haven't spoken about as well. And obviously, we'll talk about Mourinho later on, but they're in it as well. Just to kind of give you an update, we're just talking about the Champions League, Tyrone, in terms of
Oh, sick.
who's your favourites and whatnot. And who would you look at as, the guys who are in it? Like we've said, Harja said Inter Milan, obviously Man City. I've said, Man City and Real Madrid are two clear favourites. Everyone else is kind of like free for all. But what would you say, bro? In terms of your
Yeah, do you know what? I
clear,
think you two.
outstanding
I
favourites.
can't. It's mad. Like It's like I've joined. Big up everyone. Make sure you like the video and support the channels, man. It's like I wanted one of you to say something off key so I could like debunk it. But bro, Real Madrid and Man City, they're the two that should be in the final. What they've got to do is avoid each other. One spanner I will put in the works with them two though is that if you are Manchester City, you want to be playing Real Madrid over two legs. If it's a one-off final, I think that's where it could be dangerous because I think Real Madrid are the type of team you do not want to play when it's a one-off game. The maddest thing is, well, the final's at Wembley, by the way. So we're talking about Bellingham could be playing against Man City at Wembley, coming back for a homecoming. England, you've got the Euros coming up. I just feel like if you want to play Man City, you want to play them in a one-off game. Playing them in two legs, they're going to beat anyone. So Real Madrid and City need to avoid each other that way. Inter Milan would then be my other team. They're going up against Atletico Madrid team, which I think this game is actually, for me, the most fascinating of the whole knockout stage so far, because you've got a team like Atletico Madrid that are not the same as 4 or 5 years ago, where everyone looks at them as a defensive team. They're more expansive now. They lost last week. I watched it. Copa del Rey, their first game, they lost at home in 30 against Athletic Bilbao. I watched that the other day, lost 1-0. And Inter Milan, this is a team right now where their regiment, they understand the style. Inzaghi's got everything on lock there. They've just come off a beating Juve in the league. They're confident. So I'll go with Inter in that one. And then PSG, I think they'll fall short again. So for me, I agree with everything you lot have said. Real Madrid and City, the top two, they've just got to avoid each other. And Inter Milan would be my sort of sneaky team that are going to progress further. Who I don't think Man City or Real Madrid either actually want to face in a knockout, if I'm honest.
Yeah, what a signing, by the way. Nobody's talking about this free signing, And this is someone, I don't know who said it, Was it Musa that said go and get Thuram for free? And I remember I said it as well. I don't know. But you know what, man? It's one of them where I thought,
big up Daps, by the way. Me and him, big up Daps, by the way. Me and him were talking about that with City.
Yeah. By the way, Inter Milan are the king of free transfers. They've just gone and got Zielinski from Napoli for free. Yeah, Zielinski's not having a season.
Baller, bro. And Taremi.
And Taremi as well. Free transfers. They got didn't they get Hakan Kanahoglu for free? I'm not sure if they got him for free, but they've
already signed that. They've already signed Bucknan because Dumfries is probably going to leave in the summer, so they've got a right wing back already.
Yeah, there you go. There you go, man. They got Pavard on relatively cheap as well. You know what I mean? That, like I said, they're just stacked, man. The age might be a factor, but listen, they do well in that midfield, man. They got Barella in there, he's the engine. Listen, for me, it's going to be difficult to beat Inter Milan. I think now, if they win today, is it today they playing against someone? If they win today, they go 10 points clear of.
It's Real Madrid tonight and City. I think they play Atletico tomorrow.
No. I'm talking about they play tonight, don't they? In the Oh, they not play tonight, no.
No, Real Madrid and Leipzig tonight.
Yeah. But like I said, man, I feel like for me, if they can get the Serie A sorted out and they've got a little bit of a buffer, then you know what?
Bro, Juve lost last night, bro.
I know.
The gap's like 7 to 10 points now. So like you're right. Yep. They're gonna lock that league in and then they're gonna focus on the Champions League.
Yeah. I mean, but what are you saying about Arsenal, though, man? Are you worried about Arsenal going far? Because I ain't gonna lie to you, yeah. Listen, I feel like for me, if they can get their act together and be focused, man, you don't want to be playing Arsenal as well, man. As much as, like I said, we can banter them and say, heritage. You don't want to be playing Arsenal with Saka and Martinelli flying in the wings and Odegaard in there. You don't want to be playing them. So I need them knocked out early, man. See what Porto got saying, man. What Porto saying this year? They doing well this year. What's Pepe saying this year, guys? Has anybody watching Porto lately? Who have they got? No. Any rising stars? They got Varela.
They lost 3-1. They lost 3-1 last night to Aruca. 3-2 in the end. Sorry, they 3-2 in the end. They lost to 3-2 in the end to Aruca. So now they're like 5-6 points off Sporting Lisbon.
Sporting
but
Lisbon.
Yeah, I'll let Harge go, man. I know he likes a bit of his Portugal stuff, and obviously Arsenal. I'll let him go.
No, I think as crazy as it sounds, yeah, Arsenal are a crazy dark horse for the Champions League. I'll be honest, because they've got one thing which tends to stand out in the Champions League the most. Like you see when you look at teams, nice play style, this and that. That's the type of shit that you see like over 38 game season. When it comes to the Champions League, nobody cares how you win as long as you win. And Arsenal this year, I feel like they finally mastered the arts of like winning dirty. Like, of course, this is the back of them winning 6-0. But throughout the season, like they haven't been the most convincing, but they've won. But the one thing that they do have intact, which you could probably make a case they didn't really have as much last year, is defensively, like their spine is on point, like their structure, how compact they are. In the Champions League, I'll be honest, like it's not a 38 game season, it's 2 games. One is at home, the other is away. If Arsenal maintain that spine and they remain compact and the opposition don't score, then that's already 50% of the work done. And Arsenal have players that... The only problem is with Arsenal is like you can make a case they're probably like picking up form at the right time of the season, but I don't think one game is like gonna make me think, oh shit, they're back in it. Because I still look at them offensively and think inconsistent. Like the fluidity isn't the same as last year's. But I'll be honest, bro, you've still got Saka on 10 goals. You've got, well, it's only Saka. He's the only one that's really scoring like that for them. But yeah, I think their defense will take them far. Like similar to how, who remembers a few years ago when Tuchel won it with Chelsea? Chelsea weren't good. Like they were winning games like 1-2-0s, 2-1s. But one thing that stood out was he walked in and he was like, "Sweet, no problem. We're gonna go 5 at the back: Christensen, Rudiger, Thiago Silva, and
then Reece James and whatever flying down the wing." Yeah,
Like, I'll take the 1-0s. But when I do get that 1-0, you guys are not scoring for 80 minutes straight. And funnily enough, whoever he came up against couldn't score. Like even Manchester City couldn't score in a final when Chelsea scored early on. So
do you think though, Hard, and this is probably directed to you because the Arsenal you see them as dark horses, which I can understand. I think they could get semis at best for me, which is still very good in their first season back.
Very good.
I've been saying with Daps, I've been saying with Cass, I just asked it to other people on the Never a Foul stream. Where they might fall short is obviously the number 9 position. When it comes to killer games and killer moments in a semi-final or a final, if you're playing a Real Madrid or Man City, you're not getting clear-cut chances in the game. Like I'm talking 5, 6. You might get 2 or 3, and you have to take them. You've got to be clinical, especially if you're relying on your defense, to get you through the games like Chelsea did. Now, Trossard's been playing number 9 at the moment. You've got Jesus, who's been on the bench in the last couple of games, right? Trossard, obviously, he's the best finisher at the club. I'd actually say that probably, no disrespect.
Yep.
But
Jesus,
it's fair. And we know what Jesus brings to the team, the dynamic of that. Right now, if you're looking at it as an Arsenal fan, put yourself in Arsenal shoes. Would you be leading a line with Trossard or would you be leading a line with Jesus? I think it's a very interesting question.
Easy. I think Jesus is shit. I'll be honest. Like
shit, I do expect that.
He's just
no. What do you mean by shit? What do you mean by shit? Do you mean by finishing or do you mean by player, footballer?
No. Okay, bro. If we were playing 5-a-side,
go on, Hutch.
If we were playing 5-a-side, then yeah, cool. I'd have Jesus in my team. In it as a number 9, I think he's shit. I really do. Like I think it's no surprise. Pep Guardiola threw him out on the wing. Arsenal fans, like the ones that I've spoken to, they've now reached a stage where they're like, "Yo, Hadj, Jesus ain't even a 9, man. He's like false 9." I was like, "No, he's not. He's not. His skill set is of a false 9, but at the end of the day, you guys utilize him as a 9." And the thing that people keep telling me, but hold up, link up. In my opinion, when it comes to number 9s. A 9's bread and butter, whether it's the 1990s, the year 2000, 2010, a number 9's bread and butter is to put the ball into the back of the net. Everything else is a bonus. And with Jesus, he brings the bonuses, but he doesn't bring the one thing that you signed him
for. He's shit, that's crap me up.
No.
But you know what's bad here?
I know what you're saying, though.
You know, yesterday on the Big Six.
Yeah, like he he scuffs his liners on a consistent basis.
Mm.
Fair enough. Like, I'll keep it fair, which is what he brings to the team. It does open the door for Saka, for Martinelli. But even then, is it enough? Because at the end of the day, last year, fair enough, he was injured, but he didn't really chip in that much offensively. But he had the wide players that compensated for it. Can anybody tell me that this year the wide players have compensated for his lack of output? One guy is on 10 goals, but I think like more than 50% of them are penalties. So that's not the most sustainable. The other Brer is on like 4 goals. Odegaard is on like, 5? But there's a reason why this whole season everyone's looking at them and thinking offensively, you men are not really doing your part. And when you've got a number 9 that's sitting on like 3-4 goals mid-Feb, nah, man. I'll play
so basically, Nketiah, I'm sorry, you are done. You shouldn't be at Arsenal anywhere. And that's no disrespect if you're watching or whatever. Yeah, I don't think you're good enough for Arsenal. Jesus, we know what he already brings, and for me, Jesus is not going to elevate his game. I think what we've seen of Jesus, like Hardy said in the number 9, is what Jesus is. He's not going to start scoring 15, 20 goals. Then you've got Trossard, who can do basically what Jesus does instead in terms of that link up and that, maybe just a bit below. However, what Trossard does give in the other end is that he can finish left foot, right foot. He can put the ball in the back of the net. Obviously, of course, like they need a striker in the summer. We know they're going to address that. But right now, between now and the end of the season or in big games, are you going with Trossard, Saeed, or are you going with Jesus?
You know what it is? I feel like for me, they've still got the balance of both, like for different games in it. So it's not as if like they're itching to go and get, Trossard the team. They can balance it out. I also think sometimes, when you kind of use something and then it gets a bit kind of like, you're bored of it already. I think with Trossard, he may get sometimes a little bit boring in terms of, we need Jesus back. So I don't think it's fully set in yet. But what I would say is that Trossard in these Champions League games will thrive on it because the defense is not the same as the Premier League. You don't need to rely on your pace and power. You could just be in around the box, boom, score. Like they'll let you have the ball. And when you have Trossard in around the area, in around the box, he will just destroy teams. But what I did say on the Big Six, this is a funny comment. They said, Jesus or Højlund. I said I still stick with Højlund because I'm like, you know what? At least you'll know with Højlund, he's going to be a complete number 9 in the future. Whereas with 100%. Jesus, he's 27 now, and we're still not seeing his complete, number 9. So
I'm sticking with Højlund because, like Haj said, it goes down to the predatory instincts of a striker, and Højlund does them things of a number 9, the old school number 9 that Jesus will never do. And if you do them movements, you are definitely going to score 7 to 10 more goals per season than the striker that doesn't make their movements. And I don't care what people say; that is a fact.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, big up to Simon Paul says Porto got nothing as for us. Only City clearly in front of us, Real slightly in front of us. We have a better chance than Bayern Munich. All right, listen, Troy, we'll discuss Bayern Munich because Mourinho's linked with the job. But you know what it is? Man City, Real Madrid, and then everyone else is fighting for each other. You know what I mean? Everyone else, look at the draw, wherever you go. You know what I mean? It's one of them. But I listen, I think it's going to be... Last year, I'm not going to lie to you, I was disappointed in the Champions League. I think this last season, the Champions League was disappointing. The games were shit. It weren't very competitive until when the semi-finals. Even the semi-finals, you had AC Milan and Inter Milan. And listen, I watch it in Serie A. I don't need to watch it again in the Champions League. You know what I mean? No disrespect. We had... Who did we have as well in the semi-finals last year? Who did we have in the semi-finals last year?
Was it a weird team like Benfica or Villarreal? No. Wait, who was it?
It was a Milan derby.
Something like that.
Oh, it was the Milan derby, of course.
Milan derby. But then you had... Who did Thingy play?
City played Real Madrid, didn't they?
And
City played Real Madrid,
Yeah, City played Real Madrid.
No, but the quarters were shit. Though. We had Villarreal. Did we not have... Let me find out. Let me find out the Champions League.
You had Benfica.
But it was underwhelming, basically. Hey?
I think you had Benfica Inter, but I'm not too sure.
That was the one. Yeah, Benfica Inter. Yeah, man. And Benfica just, they just, I don't know what happened here, but Inter Milan just dusted them, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I want it to be a bit more competitive this year. You know what I mean?
I'll be honest with you. Like again this year, I'll pick up Jerry. Again this year, I'm still a bit disappointed in the Champions League. Like what you said, like it's Man City and Real Madrid. As long as them two avoid each other, that should be the final. Bayern Munich are not the same. We're going to touch on Bayern Munich definitely. You've got Atletico Madrid that will just fall short because they're just not defensively as solid now. You've got, I'm trying to think of the other. You've got Arsenal. They haven't been in it for a while. We know that Arsenal on their day can beat any team, but will they be consistent enough? Will they have the, what do I call it? Not experience, but will they have the bottle to go through them difficult moments when they may be aware and Inter
Yeah.
Milan or whatever. There's a lot of question marks about a lot of teams. And I just feel like if you're a City fan, right, and I know Daps is here, he'll be very happy about the Champions League situation this year because, of course, you want it to be one of the most challenging Champions Leagues, but at the same time, you want to win it. And I think Daps, what is that? Daps, if I'm wrong, say it to me. He said to me on Sunday, I was at his house. I think he said winning the Champions League this year is easier than winning the Premier League. That's exactly what I quote him saying. And I agree with it. I do, bros. I do.
Yeah, 100%.
What did I say to you, Said? What did I say to you? This is what I said to you, right? Man United are out, people. And you know that I support Man United, obviously, if you watch our shows, right? I said, if Man United get through the group stages, and I think I might even said it with Harj, I said, there's no reason on our day when the key players come back that we can't sneak our way into a quarters or semi-final. Because I don't believe in a lot of these teams in the Champions League other than Man City, Real Madrid. Because over two legs, anything can happen when you've got a bit of individual quality and they're not watching you in the Premier League. Bro.
Harj is not having that.
Nah,
like, yo,
it's true.
Relax, man.
You know what it is? He always does this. Yeah,
I know.
This is the same guy 2 years ago that sat with me and told me, Haj, under Oli, we're winning the Champions League. He always gets excited when the Champions League anthems come on. Yeah,
yo, Tyrone, you said that.
Yeah, bro, he did.
I think if like anything, we could go on and potentially win it with the luck of the draw under Oli.
Oh my days.
I can't remember who knocked us out, but yeah.
You can't cheat the system, man. You can't expect A stars, yeah, when you're not done no revision. We didn't do no revision, man, them. We just came into the exam thinking, yo, we know everything. Then we got sucker pumped. We went out humbled. You get me? Like, bro, blank mind. You know when you go to exam, you have a blank mind and you're watching everyone, you're thinking, yo, man.
Yo, Saeed,
half an hour.
I don't rate the Champions League like that. I don't actually rate the Champions League fully like that. I don't.
Yeah, but that's just but the thing is though, you might not do, but stay. What does that tell you about Man United though? We've not gone past. When's the last time we gone past the quarterfinals? I think it was Moyes.
Wow,
David Moyes.
Yeah, David Moyes. Yeah, we got to we lost to Bayern.
Yeah, bro. Mourinho was round of 16 on the remember Heritage moment. Atletico Madrid was round of 16. Bro, we have no right to be round there.
Yeah. I hear you.
You know, and but if you are equipped for it and you play, this is why I always say, style of football is still key. Even though it's knockout competition, I always think if we had played better football, had played better in a way where our system was correct, okay, Onana was shit, and I mean he cost us the whole competition. But I look at it, you still have to play some good football as well. You know what I mean?
I agree.
You know, so it is what it is, man. But big up to everyone here, man. There's over 640 of us here. Like I said to you, new style format. You get me? Everyone's welcome. All football fans are welcome. You are Europa League club. That's the reality, man. But I don't want to be Europa League. This is what I'm saying. I want to be in Champions League. I want the glory. I want everything. But then I don't know what my reality is.
Yeah, we're not going to do United talk because I told you both. Top four's back home. We'll just leave that there. That's it.
Yeah, there you go. I want to discuss Vinicius Jr. And talk about who's the best player in the world right now, because I think did Ancelotti come out and say something about Vinicius Jr. being the best forward in the world? I think he said along them lines. Anyway, what are you saying about Vinicius Jr.? You know what it is, a lot of people they rate him, then they drop him, then they say, "Oh, I rate him." Like I don't think for me, I've kept it consistent. I've always said, "Yo, listen, I rate Vinicius Jr. very, very highly, man. The way he plays football, you know what it is." He's keeping that kind of era of footballers, like get you on the edge of your seat, like do the little nutmegs, you know what I mean? Like make you enjoy football. Like he plays football with a smile on his face, and that's that for me is just I like on the weekend. I don't know if you guys watched the game or not, but Broski again oozing quality, man. Nutmeg, taking people for fun, and he's playing against a player called Yan Kuto, who's actually had a good season this season. Yan Kuto hasn't been mocked around this season, and he made him cry at the end. You know,
most dribbles taken on against a player in Europe this year. 8 times he beat him 1v1.
Yeah.
I'll let Hard go on that. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Vinicius Jr., what are you saying?
You know what it is? Like, is he the best in the world? The problem is like he's in competition with an Mbappe. I'll be honest. He's in competition with an Mbappe. But I'll be so honest. Like, in my opinion, Vini's had a relatively slow season. Like, started off the season, then got an injury, Then I feel like he was forced back whilst he was injured, got injured again.
Yeah.
Like against Girona, that was the first time I watched Vini, and I was like, yo, this is the Vini of like 1-2 years ago, because the funny thing is he didn't even play a full 90, and he done so much damage. And by the way, I like that Kuto guy. Like, I think he's on Manchester City's book, so he's like one of their players that they've given to Girona. Bro, he murdered him like in every way possible. For sheer skill, he murdered him. For build up on the flank, he murdered him. For just individual quality, like he ran circles around him. And I'll be honest, like if he performs like that on a consistent basis, then you can always make an argument that he is the best player in the world. But it's because Mbappe is also capable of like just winning a game single-handedly. Like most recently, you look at the World Cup, what he done in the World Cup. So Vini's competition is Mbappe, so I feel like it always leaves him in second spot. But Vini's an amazing player. Like, I don't understand. I think the criticism mainly stems from more his personality, the way he carries himself, rather than his actual footballing ability. And I feel like people find it hard to like differentiate between the two.
Yeah,
I'm a massive Vinicius fan, man. I am.
You are,
yeah, bro. I really like the guy. Like I even said, it's funny because your title is actually in my head. I was like, Vinicius for me is the best attacker in the world. Like I do feel like but what Hard is saying is that with Mbappe, which I get, is that like Mbappe is always going to be at that level. So it's like you're always going to compare people to Mbappe, or the gold standard is going to be Mbappe. So like I don't want to sit here and compare the two. It's like I kind of want to put Mbappe out of the situation because he's kind of in that Ronaldo Messi bracket in terms of how people look at it. And Vinicius for me is outstanding. I love the guy. He's got big goals and big games when it's needed. He's won them the Champions League when they beat Liverpool 1-0 a couple seasons back. But I just love Vinicius in terms of when you look at football now, in the Premier League, I'm going to link it back to the Premier League. Other than Kevin De Bruyne, what type of player comes on the pitch and it's like, I'm going to do what I want, I'm going to express myself, and I'm going to take a game by the scruff of the neck? Before Kevin De Bruyne, for me, it was Eden Hazard. Eden Hazard is that type of player, right? Yes, he played at Chelsea, but I love Eden Hazard. When you watch the best Eden Hazard, is like, he would do what he wants. Because yes, he plays for the system and the team, but when he wants to take the game by the scruff of the neck or do a moment of madness, Eden Hazard will do that, and no one can tell him not to. And I love players that can do that off the cuff. Kevin De Bruyne came on against Newcastle 3 weeks ago. Game was 1-0, flat. He comes on, does what the hell he wants. And players like Vinicius, they're another breed that can do that. And I'll be honest with you, Saeed, I think I even said it to you. I think football in terms of that stuff is dying. And I don't like it. Bro. There is not enough football.
Lamine Yamal as well.
I haven't watched enough of him, but Foden. Foden's obviously brilliant, and Foden's another one that can just do what he wants when he likes. Foden, Mbappe, Vinicius there's not many of them left, and we've got to appreciate them while they're here. And I feel like Vinicius' best is yet to come. Still, I think he's still as good as he is now, and I love Vinicius. I think he's still molding himself. I think he will even add more goals to his game. Like, I think he can add more goals to his game. I think he's a brilliant player. And I right now have him and Mbappe as my two favorite attackers, hands down. And I still think Vinicius can add more goals to his game, which is actually a compliment because he does create. He still does score some goals now. But the best is yet to come from him. I actually think, if anything, he's underrated. I don't know, maybe not to you two, but I actually think in terms of the general consensus or Twitter or whatever, I feel like Vinicius is underrated, but actually, like, if you watch him or had him in your team, you never want to see him go because he can just turn it up when you need it. And I think them footballers are needing them football now because they're a dying breed, man. It's sad.
Bro, it's one of them as well. When you deep, people asking about Foden. Listen, Foden again. You know, the thing is with Foden,
he's not like a man and had that consistent thing at a team yet. He's like. He's there, but he's part of in a Harlem package. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, part of the package. Yeah. Whereas these guys can win a game on their own. That's why I believe Vini, Mbappe, Saka falls into the argument where I feel like for me he can win a game on his own as well. In that regard.
Would you have wait? With Saka Foden, what would you say then in terms of?
I still taking Foden over Saka, man. I don't know what it is about Foden, but I think maybe. Listen, a lot of people talk about pure footballers and that, but I just look at Foden. I'm like, you can put him in different areas of the pitch and still impact the game. Listen, Saka as well, but I don't like to compare them because they're different players as well. Saka and Foden are not the same players. One's a direct winger. One can get in the half spaces, half pockets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they both offer different kind of attributes and different things. So I think it's hard for you to kind of put them both together. But then again, we're living in a society now where you have to, because at the end of the day, it's what I think. Rodrigo, everybody looks at Rodrigo, but I think Rodrigo's cold. Like nobody, like genuinely, man. Rodrigo is cold, man. Like he doesn't get his flowers.
He's repping for the Bangladeshis as well,
Yeah,
he is, bro. He's out there. He's out there repping for them, man.
There, man.
People don't know. Yeah, I think his dad Bangladeshi or something. So the heritage is there, man. They must be loving it out there. But I'll be real. Do you know what? I've been so surprised, Saeed, because I'm not gonna lie. Big up Rhino. 3 years ago, I was like, this Rodrigo guy, why is he at Madrid? Like, he's not really gonna be. He's not gonna make it.
Yeah.
I didn't, bro. I had so many doubts about Rodrigo, but the way he's like.
Yeah.
Come into his own now and actually starting to play important roles in big games. I tell you how I looked at him, right? I thought Rodrigo was going to be like the Lucas Vazquez, where he's a utility man. He don't really become a starter. He's there in the Real Madrid squad, but does he really kick on and like establish himself in the team? He shut me up. He's done his thing. He's starting to score goals. He's complimenting other players. He's a team player. He's believing in himself. He's become his own player. And yeah, Rodrigo has surprised me in the last 2-3 years. I can't lie. I didn't expect this from him now.
Okay. No, 100%, man. Give me your top three then. Give me your top three then, man. Then we're gonna put people on the spot now, and let us know in the comments below. And guys, make sure you lot liking the video. I'm gonna say
what, best in the world?
Yeah. No, I'm talking about. You know what? Yeah, best in the world. Let's do best in the world.
Attackers.
Best in the world. Yeah, just in general, your best. If you think of best footballer in the world right now, top three right now. Right now, we don't have to do form. Right now, who you taking?
That's a
so Mbappe.
I'll be real.
Mbappe's on
Vinicius is in my top three, by the way.
Yeah, Vinicius is in there.
Yeah, he is. He actually is anyway. Like,
Is Haaland in there for you? Is Haaland considered in that bracket? For
you know what? Great goal scorer. Not in my best footballers of the world. Like top three. No. Vini. Mbappe.
But the thing is, though, that's harsh, though, man. Football is about scoring goals, though, man.
Nah, I get it.
Why do people use that against him, man? You can't use that against him, man. Come on.
Do you know what it is? It's mad, yeah. It's like aesthetically, he's not the most pleasing for me on the eye, and it pisses me off. That's why I think with Haaland, I'm a bit, but he's a great goal scorer.
Vinny, Jude, Salah.
Salah's well underrated. Salah's well underrated, to be fair, but
yeah, man.
Rodri is Rodri got to be in there, like, you know, when people.
Rodri's got to be in there. KDB's got to be in there, man. KDB. I want to go with KDB. I go with KDB. Mbappe, Vinicius Jr.
Yeah, I like that three. I like that.
Yeah,
three.
KDB, Vinicius Jr. and then
I still think you can't disrespect what KDB does, man. Forget the injuries.
Jude Bellingham, man. Jude Bellingham.
Nah, I'm not having Bellingham. Nah, I'm not doing that hype. I'm not doing that hype.
What, you don't rate
Bellingham? You think that I would have Bellingham over De Bruyne? Nah.
Yo. It's getting sticky, guys.
Like, chill. He's having a great first season. Let his meat marinate. Let him marinate. Let that marinate. That's cool. I'm trying to think if there's any defenders that like we're because defenders don't really get their shout. Cannavaro is the last defender to win the bloody Ballon d'Or.
Saliba.
Like, is there any defenders like we're missing out on? I'm trying to think.
Saliba.
Like,
You know what? Gabriel deserves his mention. You know, it's one of the best defenders in the world right now. If you look at it, like Gabriel, him and Saliba put in there. Like, we have to give him his credit. You know, like Gabriel. I thought it was a bozo, but you got to give Gabriel his credit now. He's solid, bro. The guy can play out from the back. Okay, he has his bozo moments, but he's one of the best defenders in the world.
The comments are killing me. I just clocked what I said.
Let me read some of the super chats here. Let me read some of the super chats. Simon Paul says Foden is more technical, but Saka plays every game. Never subbed. Carries Arsenal more than Foden does with City. I think that's a fair comment. Big up Anfield all the way. Appreciate the donation, my friend. I wish Leverkusen win the Champions League because if they go undefeated in all competitions, which they've never been done before, they will still not be regarded as highly without a Champions League. That's actually a good point, you know. Like, you know, I think it'll still be memorable, but won't be still regarded as a team who did like the Invincibles or like Centurions. What I mean, teams are kind of like mentioned in that kind of bracket, and I feel like it's one of them where Van Dijk's in there. Yo, remember Guna saying, "Yo, answer the question." Listen, Harsh don't want to answer it, man. We'll leave him to it, man. We'll leave him to it. The one's there. Oh yeah, that'll be another time. We'll do that another time because that will take forever. But Jermaine, we'll definitely do that. 100%. Declan Rice, man, that's my guy, bro. I've been saying from Declan Rice from day one. You get me, like he's gonna be a top player, man, and he's not world class yet, but I feel like he's gonna get there in the next couple of years, though.
That money is gonna make sense. The £100 million is gonna make sense.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Van Dijk and Saliba only 2. Okay, Van de Ven. Yeah, relax, bro. I don't know. Joshua, I don't know what you.
I got what's his name?
Relax, bro. You need to relax.
I'd
say, yeah.
I think best centre half for me. Wait, who's you guys' best centre half this season?
This season?
Or like, who would you, if we were to flip it
in the world?
And say,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a big fan of Van Dijk and Saliba. I know they're two ends of the spectrum, but I look at them.
I think Rudiger's got to be up there, man. Rudiger
really. That's the name I was going to see if you guys mentioned Rudiger or not. I think.
Rudiger. Hasn't he had? I thought he's had a few injuries this year. Am I wrong? Was he injured now?
One injury, I think.
Okay, I really rate Rudiger as well.
He's hacked it. Yes. Like he's one player that when he left Chelsea, like I feel like there were a lot of eyes on him. Like, can he handle that step up to Real Madrid? Because I'll be real, like the expectations at Real Madrid are not like any other club. And I'll be honest, like, see this season for me with Real Madrid, I think if Madrid go on to win La Liga or even a Champions League, I feel like even though like when you look at them like in terms of performances and this and that, you can make a case in the past they've been better. But I just think if they win it this year, it just speaks volumes of their team because do you know how many injuries?
Yeah,
these men have had
out at the moment. They've got Eder Militao, Alaba, and
Eder Militao's out. Yep.
Militao, like second game of the season. Like these guys are going into games with like.
So like you're saying, even with Rudiger, that's put more pressure on him to deliver, which is even more of a kudos, basically, isn't it? Because
like they've had to deliver. That's why I look at, for example, Bellingham, and I'm like, yo, like. With Ben's gone, start of the season, Vini injured. When he does start, Vini's playing like a makeshift. Vini's playing as a number 9 this year, like makeshift number 9. And Bellingham's like carried the mantle in a sense and contributed. Like if they win it, fam, like it says a lot. I'll be honest, because the injuries and players playing all over the park, different positions, and they can still win. Like, it tells you how good.
Tchouaméni and Carvajal centre back on the weekend.
Bro, everyone's playing everywhere.
They're different, man. They're built different. This is why no matter what adversity they have, they will find a way. And this Real Madrid team have the mentality. You got Camavinga.
And this is why you have to look at Carlo Ancelotti as well. One of the best man managements ever in world football. That guy is elite man manager. And that is why people will play in different positions for him, slotting comfortably because he just gets it. Underrated, huge.
Underrated, bro. 100%. Big up Aya says, has to be Gabriel for centre back this year. Saeed did say it's about goals, right?
He's basically saying because Gabriel's a threat, he's mucking about in it.
Yeah. No, 100%, man. He's a threat, definitely, man. But like, how many goals has he got, by the way, this year? Gabriel's got a few goals now this year.
Yeah, he must be about
4 or 5. Yeah. Yeah. So listen, you know what it is for me? Like I said to you, I feel like it's one of them where talent is fading away. But at the same time, you know what it was? Yeah, by the way, there was a question about Vinicius Jr. and Hazard on the timeline the other day, and I was like, "Yo, man, we got respect sometimes." Prime Hazard, man, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, you seen it yesterday, innit? Like, you know what it is though? Is it right to compare ballers from different eras? Do you think it's the game's evolved now? Like Tyro, like in terms of like now, would you look at Vinicius? Like, I don't think he plays anywhere near like what Hazard plays.
Bro,
like,
I've got a simple answer. I've got a simple answer to this. I hate comparisons until people's careers finished. Compare Hazard and Vinicius at the end of their careers. Why are you all of a sudden comparing a Vinicius that technically is playing amazing now, so everyone's attached to the emotion side of football?
Yeah,
and they're gonna remember the last bit of Hazard and say, "Oh yeah, but do you remember?"
Yeah.
No, when you watch Hazard in his prime, he was elite, but people won't think it's like Ronaldo, right? And this is where I'm not the biggest Ronaldo fan, but of course, at the end of his career, but this is where I respect Ronaldo. when people talk about Ronaldo, it's like they just remember the
Mm.
last 5 years of Ronaldo. Watch Ronaldo from that
Yeah.
2007 at United up until about 2012, 13 at Madrid. Like, that Ronaldo was a different level. So, like, people won't think of that Ronaldo, and it's like that's what they forget to do. So, for me, yeah, you got to compare people at the end of their careers. That's my answer to that. Big up that comment, by the way.
Mm.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
big
what
up,
if,
man.
What if Vini was? So you look at, for example, Vini in the past 3 years, La Liga,
Mm.
Champions League. He cooks
No.
season after season. You put him out wide, he cooks. You put him up front, he cooks, and he chips in goals, assists. Like he provides that entertainment which Hazard provided. Do you think it's a conversation in 5-6 years' time, or is it like one of those ones where it's like it will never be a conversation, no matter
No,
what?
there has to be a conversation, I think, for me. Go on, Tyrone. I don't know about you.
I think 5-6 years time there'll be a conversation, but natural ability, I think Hazard's clear. I'm honest in terms of like low pro.
Like De Bruyne has to be a conversation with Gerrard and Lampard and them guys, man, because
better than
what he's
Lampard.
doing for Man City.
He's better than
Yeah.
Lampard. That's
But
like
there
he's
you go,
already overtaken Lampard for me. I'll be honest.
Yeah, man. Listen, man. I think for me, these guys are going to be in conversation. I think nostalgia. I think we do too much sometimes. Yeah, I think.
No, sorry, Said.
Really
Go on, Said. I want to ask you both then, because Haj just said, right, he's taken over Lampard, yeah? What would it take for De Bruyne to overtake Gerrard then?
Not much. Like, not much. Maybe
Not
like
much,
one more Premier League?
No,
Come back,
one more Champions League. One more Champions League.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah,
one more UCL. Because I'll be honest, I can't really say one more Premier League. Like,
yeah,
Homeboy
one too many.
Yeah, Premier League.
So
one more Champions League. If he wins it this year, you'd say, right, De Bruyne, you'll be coming on in August. If someone asks you a comment in the chat, you'll be like, right, I'm going with KDB. You'd say that now, then, yeah.
You know what it is? As crazy as it sounds, I'll probably.
I like putting these. It's on the cuff of it.
In a year or two, fam, I'll probably say it even if he doesn't win. What's it called? The Champions League. Like, I saw both, yeah, but fam, KDB is like, bro, like he's missed the inevitable. Yeah, like here's the thing: they win the Champions League this year. I didn't like the fact that KDB went off last year. Now, of course, injuries happen and rare tear. He went off against Chelsea.
Yeah, of course.
I think Rudiger ran into him. Inter last year, he went off in the first 10 minutes. If City win it this year and KDB does what he's doing at the moment in the Premier League, even if it's, I don't know who said the quote yesterday. I read it, but I never read like who said it, where it was like KDB is being utilized like a super sub this year, where it's they want to constantly keep him fresh, and because they know how good he is.
Pep done a spill on it. It was Pep.
Oh, was it Pep?
They used the Pep thing. Yeah.
So he's like KDB's now reached a stage where I don't need to play him 90 minutes. I can literally bring him on for 20 minutes.
He said he can be more impactful in 20 minutes against tired legs than actually sometimes having him start games, which I get.
Bro, I fully get it, because I'll be real. KDB's shown. Start him, he has an impact. Bring him off the bench, he has a far bigger impact. If they win the Champions League and he is a standout performer, then even if he was to leave in the summer, like there are like reports and stuff like that, bro, man came to the Premier League, conquered it, won everything there is, literally spun the block on every single team out there. He's shown I can score. He's shown I can create. He's shown I can play on the right, advanced, a little bit deep. Like, bro, the guy's done everything. Just,
do you know what would be the icing on the cake? I think what he says, Saeed, is key. It's about City getting to a final, but then Kevin De Bruyne playing in that final and like giving people that memory of like, yeah, that was the KDB final where like he made his mark on it. I think that would cement his legacy. Obviously, they won the Champions League last year. He came off, like Hard said. But like, if you played in the final at Wembley, by the way, as well, like, you know what I mean? It's in England, so it makes it even better. And he cooks in the final. It's like that was the KDB moment. Do you get what I'm saying?
And he's had bare clutch moments, man, for Man City. Like we've seen it in our eyes. You know what I mean? Like he's been one of the most clutch players in the league. So listen, big up to everyone, man. Big up to everyone.
Like the video, people. Come on, man. Make sure you're doing that.
Like the video. Yeah,
600 of you watching, and we got less than half the likes. Man, come on, man. We're making content for you guys, so please smash it.
Yeah, man. Big up to you. I want to talk about Mourinho, man, because he's linked with Bayern Munich. And listen, Bayern Munich's a whole topic in itself, man. I don't know what's going on over there. I mean, they're making Kim Min-jae look like flipping. I don't know, man, because he was looking absolutely shaky on the weekend. I'll be real with you, but Mourinho, Bayern Munich. See, I think they've got too many talented players for Mourinho to be dealing with. I think sometimes, I ain't gonna lie to you, would Mourinho stifle that attack as much as it is right now? Would it work with Harry Kane being there again? You know what I mean? A striker. He's had Didier Drogba. He's had top strikes in the past. He's always got a lot of it. But what were we saying? I saw who Tyrone, man. Mourinho at Bayern Munich. I mean, Tuchel for me is in trouble, man. Regardless, like
Yeah.
he cannot afford to. I think Tuchel has to get to the semi-finals minimum.
Yeah, if Lazio knock them out, they are done.
Done.
Finito. Yeah, and the first pick at Lazio as well, and they're underdogs. So they're going to come in there and try and do what they can do. But Tuchel's a funny one. Look, 2 weeks ago, we're talking about could he manage Man United? And look, some people said no, some people said yeah. I was like, he's got that aura and a personality too. But if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it can be a disaster. And like Tuchel right now, I don't know, the wheels are falling off a bit. And I just feel like he's a bit like that Antonio Conte type manager, whereas when the wheels do fall off, it's hard to get them back on the bus. You know what I mean? Like Eddie Howe, right? Eddie Howe's a master in that sort of like his man management as well. People praise that, his personal touch of players. Newcastle went for a rut, but they stuck by him because he's got that relationship with the players. It's like, yo, we're gonna stick by you. We're gonna get ourselves out of this. Tuchel doesn't have the best relationship with players sometimes. Like look at De Ligt at the moment. Like he come out and done an interview after the Leverkusen game, said, I am super fit, but he's not playing me. And it's like, well, you're not really going to be riding for Tuchel. And I feel like Tuchel maybe has this select bunch that will ride for him and then some that won't. And I don't know if I see Tuchel there next season. I'll be honest. And do I think Jose Mourinho is the right fit for this Bayern Munich team? I really don't have a strong enough answer on that because personally, I'm not the biggest Mourinho fan. I would not like him anywhere near Manchester United. I've always thought he's a bit outdated. In terms of his football now. I feel like he probably suits teams like the Villarreals, Romas, Marseilles, the teams where they're not expected to challenge for the biggest honors, but he can get them teams pulling up that way. But Bayern Munich, you've got to win the Premier League. You would say you've got to win the Bundesliga. You want to be winning the Champions League. And I just don't know if Mourinho would go there and be that guy for them. Or do they need someone that's going to come in and just be regimental, just get them a basic shape, get them more of a structure and just grinding out wins, a bit more pragmatic. Like, right, Bayern Munich, right? 7, 8, 9 years ago, when we played them in the Champions League year upon year.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say they played the most amazing football. They had Robin and stuff like that, but cool. But they were, I looked at them as like a machine that worked. Do you get what I'm saying? It was like that German machine. Yeah, they just knew how to win. They would never play. They had Olic. They had Mandzukic. Like, they didn't have mad ballers, but they knew how to win.
Yeah, it had winners.
Maybe Mourinho.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? He had them. He had that Daniel Van Boyten at centre back and stuff like. But he knew how to win games. Mourinho can maybe get them to a point where they just win games and they're regimental. Maybe they've gone away from that too much that they might need that for a year or two. So could it work in that sense? Maybe. But am I a big fan of Mourinho in this modern day and think that it can work from a big club? I don't. So I'm very intrigued to see what you lot have got to say because I'm a bit on the fence. But it can work and it could not work. But yeah,
go on, Hodge.
I think with Jose, as much as I think his tactics in the modern game are a bit obsolete, like Jose, he's not really known to be like a pressing manager, and even when like he tried to do the whole like high press with Roma, it bang. He tried to move away from the 4-2-3-1, do a 3-5-2 at Roma, it didn't bang either, and I feel like Jose's now reached a stage in his career where like he needs money more than anything. Because in the past, Jose had shown, like, I'm not trying to say Jose hasn't shown that he's like a checkbook manager in a sense. Like Jose has spent money throughout his career, but Jose also showed a side to his game, which was, I can take this player that's finished in everybody's eyes, rebrand them and turn them into something new. Like I can squeeze that last bit of juice. Like when you look at the Inter team that he won the Champions League with, fam, once Jose left, all of them were gone. From the Samuels, the Lucios, like every single one of them were finished. Like Jose literally squeezed every last bit of juice out of them. And I just think Jose can't go down that route anymore. Like it's just the players, even the old ones nowadays, you can't squeeze much out of them. If anything, just give him money and let him sign players that he knows and he trusts. But the problem is with Jose is Like his track record shows he'd always sign players that he's worked with in the past. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Jose goes in for like a Lukaku, if he goes to Bayern, and stuff like that. But yeah, I just think he needs more money than anything. The approach of trying to like save players' careers and squeeze something out of them, I don't think it works anymore in the modern game.
Yeah.
And at Bayern, the one thing I like about Bayern is I feel like upstairs they're proper footballing people. Like they wouldn't make it's a rash decision in my opinion if they go for Jose.
Yeah.
Like, I reckon Bayern are definitely plotting for, if Tuchel was not the man, I know for a fact Bayern have got their eyes on Xabi Alonso. Like he's played. You have to bear in mind, Xabi Alonso is in a position at the moment. He played with him.
Yeah, I know.
Oh shit!
For Liverpool.
And he won more. He won more at. Did he not win more at Bayern Munich than he won at Liverpool anyway? So he's got more of affiliation with Bayern Munich.
Yeah, he played at Bayern.
He's literally represented 3 teams that you can make a case in the next year or 2 are in need of a manager. Ancelotti signed a 2-year deal. But I'll be honest with you, if Madrid can tie down Alonso, like listen, on a mutual agreement, they'll let go of Ancelotti. So he's already got the Real Madrid ties. He's got the Liverpool ties, but I think Liverpool might be looking at him and thinking it's too much of a change in identity. Yeah, like the way he plays and the way they play currently under Klopp.
Yeah.
Bayern are known for this. Go and get Dortmund's best of players. Go and get all the other teams around them.
Yeah.
Looking at him and thinking,
go bully people. Yeah. No, you're right. You know, I feel like someone.
Do you think it'd work though? Like, there's a difference. Obviously, they go and get Xabi Alonso. Do you think that like flipping it? We all know what he can do at Leverkusen, and we hope they go on and win the league. Because obviously, they beat Bayern on the weekend. But do you guys see that appointment actually working? Because I don't discredit Xabi Alonso as a manager. I think he's a very good manager, but also you've got to match with the right club. Does that make sense? And do you think Bayern would be the right club for him?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, listen, I think it more than Liverpool. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think this obsession, like you know what it is with Liverpool. They've gone from a guy who's playing this crazy football where you're pressing from the front, it's high energy, to a guy who's gonna get the ball and play. Like they absolutely outdone Bayern Munich in all levels football. I don't know if Liverpool fans are going to be ready for possession-based football or a football that's, you know what I mean, that's out the back. And I don't think they are. So that's why I'm like, I don't really think it's a good match for Liverpool. I think it's a good match for Bayern Munich. They've got the players. I think De Ligt can play in that system. They've got Kimmich there if he stays. They've got Sane. They've got people who can play that sort of football anyway. You know, Kim and Jay on the ball, underrated. Like people don't realize Kim and Jay on the ball is actually underrated. They've got the guy Sasha.
Yeah, I guess Alphonso Davies can play wing back. He flies up there.
Yeah, you know. So listen, people say that Liverpool have players for the possession-based football already. They might do, but I feel like for the fans, for the ideology of the whole club, it's going to be a shock to the system. I don't know if they're going to be as keen on it. And when they don't see results and they're playing out from the back, I can just see the scouts and they're going, fucking hell, get that ball long. Fucking hell, lad, get that ball long, lad. You know,
they're frustrated, like the build-up playing that. Yeah.
They're going to be like, yo, man, Klopp. They're going to be like, Klopp didn't play this way. This was meant to be Klopp's successor.
In what you feel like it'll always be like a comparison job, and it's like you got to allow him to breathe. Yeah. Nah, hear it. Maybe the most logical step actually would be Bayern Munich, maybe for him, because then he'll build up his experience. Also, the pressure at Bayern is huge. Yeah. You know, when you were at Bayern Munich, you're expected to win the league. It's a formality. You're expected to get to the semis of the Champions League. Then again, like I think if he wins the league at Leverkusen, I think he does leave as well, because I think that he's maximized everything he could do. The only thing that can make him stay at Leverkusen is, okay, I'll give it one shot in the Champions League to see how far we can go, but you're not going to win it. So I think winning the league, never won a league before, you know that? Ever.
Huh?
Who?
Leverkusen never won a league before.
Oh.
Like, it's mad.
Yeah, but
the closest they came.
The Champions League.
No, bro. The closest they came, I remember. 2001, I was 2001, they were top of the league with 4 games to go in the league. Dortmund won 3 of the last 4, and Bayer Leverkusen won 1 of their last 4. They lost the league with the last 4 games to go. This is Michael Ballack captain. This is that season, right? They went to the Champions League. They lost the Champions League, Zidane, like you just said. So they lost the league in the last 4 games. They lost the Champions League, and then they lost to Bayern in the German Cup final, bro. They had the treble on.
78, 79 was the last time they won it. 78, 79.
Okay, so there you go, ages ago then. And they lost all 3 in the season. They could have won the treble in 01. And like that's why in their heads it's always been a demon thing, and even in the German news reports now, it's like
sleeping giant, man.
They're gonna crash. So
sleeping giant, bro. Back in the day, Leverkusen, man, they had that guy, the left foot. What was that left foot Brazilian called? The left foot Brazilian guy. It was quite good, you know, man. They had a couple of players, bro, in that team. They had Balak in there. They had Dimitar Berbatov in there.
Yeah, Berbatov was there.
You know, they had some good
good players. They did. Yeah, someone in the comments will probably know. I can't think. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So, like, that's what I'm saying. It's obviously Lucio started there. Yeah,
Lucio as well.
Yeah, brilliant centre back. Yeah, Zeraberto. I remember him at Bayern. I can't remember if he was at Leverkusen though.
No, that was at Bayern. Yeah, that was at Bayern.
Yeah. But no, this is what I'm saying. It's they're that team that's been like the needy team, and like this year, I'm hoping they can go on and win it. Because look, let's give them respect. Look at the weekend. Bert Schneider. Yeah, bad boy comment there, Crunk. The thing is as well. That win on the weekend was no fluke. They dominated Bayern Munich. Kane had 18 touches, no shots. The German press, by the way, you know, they got onto Kane about it. We heard about that. They blamed it on Harry. Yeah. They've used Harry Kane as like the scapegoat. Yeah.
Wow.
So
that's naughty. That's naughty, man.
Yeah, it's cheeky, man.
Barely any service, you know. Barely any service.
They done them top to bottom. Bayer Leverkusen were better than Bayern Munich. They outpressed them. They tactically outfought them. I've got to respect Leverkusen what they've done this year, and I hope they're going to win. I actually hope they're going to win the Bundesliga now. It would be funny that Kane goes there and they don't win the league when he thought out of all the teams, it's probably a formality. Like, I'm not going to lie, it'd be jokes. Nagelsmann was smiling. Yeah, he was loving it. Nagelsmann was loving it. See that?
Bro, he bopped him off the park, man. Man like Teller, you know, man. Man like Teller from
another one. Southampton, you get me? He's there. He's out. He's even out starting Frimpong. Who,
bro,
you know what I mean?
Frimpong, man. He's linked with United again, man. Listen, he's linked with United again, man. You know what I'm saying to you? I don't know, man. Dalot's gonna have to work for his spot, man, because United have got this obsession with Frimpong. You get him in the middle of the park. Florian Wirtz. I don't think Florian Wirtz had an amazing game yet, but still,
I know
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So he's still in there.
You know what though?
Boniface. They didn't even have Boniface.
Boniface.
Nobody up front, and they still did their thing, bro.
Yeah.
Xhaka, what a guy, Xhaka. He's balling out, man. Balling out.
It's been important for them. Yeah, it's true. People are saying though, obviously Luke Shaw's a problem long term for us. So then, if we did get Frimpong, Dalot can just play at left back as well, which is true. It gives us options.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And by the way, Grimaldo's been one of the signings of the season, bro. Grimaldo.
Bro, you know he went. Bro, he's a free transfer.
But I told you, man, they don't listen to me. I telling United about free transfers. I've told them about this player. I've told them about Kamara. Remember Kamara for Aston Villa?
Yeah.
Best wishes to Kamara, by the way. He's out for the season, bro. What a blow that is. I told people, like, I'm the king of free transfers, but United just like, yeah, cool, we're late to it. You know what I'm saying to you? So I'm not sure, man. But their centre-back, though, Tapsoba, I think that's a player that United should be going for in the summer, if possibly.
Got a bit of everything. Quite quick, good in the air, on the ball. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Big up to Simon Potts. Alonso is an easy option. He can adapt to the players at Liverpool. De Zerbi is a high-risk, high-reward appointment. They could be scary under him. Boy, listen, I don't know. But the thing with De Zerbi, though, I've always said it, man. Like, at United, I just can't get beat 1-0-4. Sorry, win 1-0-4 week, and then the next week you're losing 3-0. Like, I can't do the fluctuating of results, man. I need to know what I'm dealing with. And
I remember I see you tweet it after the Luton game when they battered them Luton. You were like, see, this is what I could accept at United.
Yeah, you know what it is? I think I love his principles. I love what he stands for, but there's no baseline. There's no like, okay, now we're going to chill. We're 2-0 down. Right, cool. Let's chill. And I think I don't know if I could accept that at my club. And I don't know. Listen, United fans, would they accept it? I'm not sure. The football, he plays better football than Ten Hag. But like against Tottenham, they had so many chances, and then they lost the game. And I'm like, yo, like that's not down to him. But I'm just like, yo, man, you left space at the back because you were attacking too much. No one to say, you know what, a point's a fair result. You know, a point's a fair result. So it is what it is. But like I said, Tuchel's on that fraud watch. There's a lot of managers on the fraud watch, and he's part of them, man. So yeah, man, it's gonna be a crazy one, man. But big up to Kaz says, imagine De Zerbi with better players, though. Yeah, I hear you, Kaz, yeah. But at the same time, I'm like, yo, I don't know, man. I'm just looking at more Hansi Flick, man. Hansi Flick's he's gonna get the Barca job. I think he goes to Barcelona. Hansi Flick, by the way. I don't know what you might think, but I think he goes to Barcelona.
Are you a
I don't
massive
see anyone else.
fan? Like, what's your thoughts on Hansi Flick?
Listen, I want him. Good manager. Very good manager, man. If you look at 2020,
I was arguing at Daps's yard with Cass and all them, man, about Hansi Flick. Because I said he won a treble at Bayern, but what's he done at Germany? Nothing. What did he do before Bayern? I said, look, he's a very good manager, and I accept what he's done and that treble winning. Like, I can clap that. But I said, whatever club he goes to, I'm still going to be watching like through my microscope at how he does. Like, Hodge, is that what you'd be like, or am I delusional for saying this? Because I was getting grilled about it, you know.
I'm not a fan of Hansi Flick. I'll be honest. Like, I'm not trying to say he's shit.
Yeah,
but I just don't. Like, you know what it is, bro? It's like the Bayern squad that he had available to him. Like, I don't want to turn around and say, oh, like any manager can do it with that squad, yeah. But it's like what he done is like the norm. Like, everybody cooks with Bayern, and that's why the main reason why everybody's now looking at Tuchel thinking, fam, like, you're the first of a bunch that hasn't cooked with them. So clearly you're the problem, yeah. But with Flick, it's like, bro, I watched him in the World Cup and everything. Like, and by the way, like, as much as Germany have dropped off in terms of quality, they still do have some talented players that he should have gotten the better of. And I just watched everything. Like, when I judge managers, yeah, like before I start looking at their players, I just look at like fundamentals. I just look at stuff like structure and stuff like that. And I was watching them. They got murdered by Japan, like to a point where it could have been like 4-5. I don't know, man. Like Hansi Flick for me is like, it won't work at Man United. It just won't. Like his football is too. It's good on the eye, but I feel like it's too strict. Like it's gonna require a certain group of players. We don't have those. We don't have those players. So it's
that's how we get them out.
I'll crash at Barcelona as well.
We need a manager who's gonna get these players out, man. I keep saying it to people. We need a manager who's gonna come in, and maybe that's De Zerbi. Maybe he comes in and says, "Yo, you man, you got exposed out the door. You man can't play my football out the door." Like Pep Guardiola did. Pep Guardiola exposed a lot of them. Man said, "Yo, Joe Hart out the door. You man out the door." He phased out Yaya Toure out of the club.
Give Ten Hag allow us for a moment. Give Ten Hag his time. I said to you, key players are back. Let's see what happens between now and the end of the season. If he's here, he's here. He's not. Then we'll discuss the managers. But at the moment, what I've brought to your court cases, both for you, is happening at the moment. I'm not going to get excited. I'm just going to see
what's happening, Ty. What's happening,
bro? Listen, winning. What is happening?
One important games. Five in a row.
We've won 4 in a row.
Five in a row in total. We're not escaping little, even if it's FA Cup, because we lose that, everyone's on to us. We still won the FA Cup game. 5 in a row. Key players have been back. The shape has been a bit better. The build-up's been a bit better. Obviously, Cobb, like I said to you, the rectangle. Obviously, we're missing Martinez, but they're the energy, the experience, the leadership. With Varane and Casemiro being back, it's been massively important. And at the moment, we're winning games. We went to Villa and won. You know, whether people say that we played poorly or not, every team that you play in the Premier League are going to have spells at home. Anana was in the right place at the right time. We had transition moments where we didn't pick the final ball. We could have scored more. Garnacho could have passed it more. You know, we could have scored more. So we've got to pray, as much as we want this manager out and stuff like that, we've got to be acceptance of we've won games. So, you know, the 3-game syndrome, I'll bring out my police outfit tomorrow for traps. You know what I'm saying? We'll take man to court. So we'll leave it there. We got Luton to follow it up with. You know what I mean? We'll talk, Carl. We'll talk.
No, 100%, man. Big up to Simon Paul, always donating on the channel. Big up to him. He says, I hope you get De Zerbi because you don't have the players for it and will take years changing your list, but Liverpool have the players for it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For us, we've got so much kind of holes in our team. Is that for me, it's so basic. That's why when we brought in Ten Hag, he was like, I don't want to play my philosophy because I'm going to get embarrassed doing it. I generally think he needs
players to do what he wants to do.
There you go. So yeah, man. See you later, man. Coward for me.
Yeah, it's just the way it is, isn't it? Like
it's coward.
The drop-off's too big. This is what I'm saying. I'm just saying in general. The drop-off's too big from our main starters in Casemiro, Mainu, Varane, Martinez, and the rest we have. And we've got to fix that in the summer. And let's see if we do.
Yeah, absolutely. Last super chat here from Aya says, this conversation on managers is making the Arteta out brigade look more silly. Look who I replace him with. Broski, listen, by the way, Arsenal have not achieved anything yet. Like, relax yourselves. Like, I see Liv's Ledge the other day, trying to compare Xabi Alonso with Arteta, like, you know, to put them together. I was like, Broski, like, relax yourself, man.
Bro, do you know how this combo come up? Funny enough, Saeed, when I was at Daps's Northside, you know Northside, yeah?
Yeah, Northside, yeah.
So Northside drove up in it to chill with us for a bit, and then he was talking about he wants Arteta gone if they don't win the league. And I was like, yo, if you don't win the league, you want Arteta gone. Let's be real. You're coming up against the best team in the world right now in Man City. How can you set the bar as if you don't win the league, you want Arteta gone? So I said, cool. You want Arteta gone? Who would you want? And that's how the conversation started with Hansi Flick, because he said he would want Hansi Flick at Arsenal. Yeah, and I was wondering how that could work. So that's how it come up. Big up Adam as well, man. Love that.
Yeah, big up Adam Fahimi, man.
Yeah,
that would have been definitely a good front four, man. But big up Adam Fahimi, man. This guy, one of the best ball knowledges on the game right now. So
good guy.
Big up Minna as well. Make sure you follow Minna's channel as well, man. She's doing big things as well. So big up to Minna. And yeah, man, listen, that's the end of the show, guys. What a show. Listen, man, we wanted to discuss all football, man. And I think for me, this is what the show's called, man. All things football. If you got us next week, what we'll do is we'll do best of the three. So best midfielder, best attacker, best defender. Everyone come out with their three in each position. We'll do it like that. And anything else, we'll review the Champions League weeks and whatnot and what happened. Just in general, football, different leagues. If you want us to talk about the Turkish league, you know what I mean? Maybe Haj can give us a bit of knowledge.
Yeah, get me. Get my Vincent Abubakar. Get my Vincent Abubakar out.
Abubakar. You know what I'm saying to you? So yeah, man, anything you want us to talk about, shout us, man. You know what I mean?
I enjoyed that, man. That was sick. Man. Make sure you're liking the video already. People. If you haven't liked the video already, it should look white. If you liked it, and then when you like it, it will look like me. It will change color. So guys, make sure you do that. Make sure you support the channel as well. Obviously, Haj's channel there. Our channel's down below. Get Saeed on his way to 100k. Show love, man. But now I enjoyed that, Saeed. Real talk, man. That was good. It's refreshing to talk about different shit. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 100%, man. Big up to you. Big up to Haj Ball. Love for coming on, my bro.
Nah, it's all good, my bro. Appreciate you having us on, as always.
Yeah, man. Big up to you. And then Never a Foul and Trafford Tunnel. Big up to you, man. Tyrone, as always, man.
As always, man. You know where we're at.
Big up. I'll be back at later on, people, 5:30, and then I'm going to do the watch-alongs tonight as well. A couple of games on tonight as well. So make sure you tune in. And yeah, man, we'll see you next Tuesday on the front three. We're out.